Welcome back, everybody, to Fixed Dish. This is the 2018 Ford Escape with the 1.5 liter Ecoboost. And the one thing I want to show here, 122,000 miles. If you recall, we started at 114,000 with the motor rebuild. Gonna interrupt that video right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you the answer right up front as far as what I had done to solve my misfire 1 and 4 that occurred. So anytime you remove the crank trigger window around the crank, supposedly you have to have this misfire management relearn or clear that has to be performed. So that is a dealership thing you have to do. And I don't know if any of like the Autels or any of that stuff do that. They might, I don't know. Don't own one. But anyways, if you do replace your short block, you do have to have a misfire relearn, or like my commenter said, an IDS learn, which I really want to thank him for that, because I scoured the internet, couldn't find this answer. Any video I watched, couldn't find it. And lo and behold, all it was is go to the dealer and have that relearned, and all that heartache I had over the last 8,000 miles wouldn't have had to have had it. Anyways, back to the video. So, got this all done. And as you recall, we had some misfire issues in my last video. Went ahead and linked that up in the corner if you forgot. So anyways, fully done. Haven't touched the coolant, so no consumption there. Oil's been good. No leaks. The only thing that's happened in that 8,000 miles was I did have to replace a CV shaft in this thing, and looks like I might do a wheel bearing too, but that's for future video. I already did the CV shaft. It was horrible. I need to do it in a hurry. But I come to you with an update. All right, so this is just an update video, and if you don't recall, I went ahead and did the short block replacement, plugs, coils, injectors, and went ahead and did the TSB replacement of the short block. Got it all done, and almost immediately I had misfire 1 and 4, and it happened pretty much, it was only under heavy load, but it happened all the time. So it was really irritating. I thought I mistimed it, so I went ahead and retimed it again. And I even went as far as taking the crank bolt out, making sure everything was good, made sure everything was retimed with the tool to set the timing on that thing, which is a pain in the butt. If you don't remember any of that, put a link up there. That'll be the whole series. But anyways, after doing that multiple times, still had the same problem. I was certain that I did my rebuild correctly, so I didn't know what the deal was. So here we are now, 8,000 miles later. Basically, the misfire 1 and 4 would happen very intermittently, and it didn't seem like it was doing anything wrong. It only happened for like 20 seconds, caused a little bit of a misfire, or at least it felt like a misfire. And thanks to one of my comments, hopefully a subscriber, he gave me some information that I could not find on the internet anywhere. I scoured the internet, couldn't find anything regarding this misfire after the short block replacement. I didn't see anyone mention this anywhere. One of them that, if you do happen to see this, or if you tag him in it, Ford Boss Me, I watched a lot of his videos. They were very, very helpful. And he didn't mention it in there anywhere, at least that I recall. I think I watched those videos like 3 times through. But anyways, if you tag him in it, let him know, hey, this is some pertinent information for the next guy. Anyways, so here's the recept. And basically I gave him the information on what I did, because this IDS relearn, which is IDS test, I told him that that's what my subscriber told me, and I didn't know if it was a real thing or not, but let the technician know. So what they said is the monitor cylinder Excel data, no active misfiring, found out misfire monitor neutral profile correction was not performed after short block replacement. Performed misfire monitor correction, clear DTCs. Retest system passes this time. So then they asked me, after they do all that, I test drive it, make sure it doesn't set it. We've put some miles on it, not a whole lot, a couple hundred miles on it, some interstate travel and stuff, and I've had no issues. So here we are, 8,000 miles later. Was it worth it? Considering I got the parts at about $1,600, that was after my core replacement, and I do have some ancillary things that I bought after that, so plugs, coils, injectors, basically starting back to zero. And then the cost of this is $330 to basically get this reset. I am sitting at about $300 to $3,500 to get this redone. And if I were to pay the dealership to do it, they quoted me $8,000. So saved some money. Didn't exactly save some heartache, but the fact that I'm able to do this by myself, and it was a learning experience, it really wasn't all that bad. If I were to do another one, I don't know if I'd volunteer for it, but if I were to do another one, this would actually be a pretty straightforward process. It'd be pretty simple. It's horribly intimidating looking. It is a large project for such a small vehicle. There's a ton of parts to this thing, and some of it's not very fun to get in and out. Like the coolant hoses was probably about the worst part of this whole project. But anyways, yeah, if there's any questions out there, is it worth it? If you feel confident in your abilities and you can get the parts at a reasonable price, yeah, I think it's completely worth doing it on your own. If you don't like dealing with frustrating things, probably not worth it. Probably have somebody else do it. But the one thing I wanted to get through in this video that I couldn't find anywhere else is that you do have to have some type of relearn procedure. I don't have any neat dealership tools like the scanners and stuff, like the Autels and all that, to be able to see if I could even have the ability to do that. Maybe that's why everyone neglects to mention that that's a thing you have to do, because they have access to that stuff. But what the technician explained to me was that basically when you remove the crank trigger window, even though you have the tool to align it, it doesn't align perfectly where it was before. And with all the timing correction and all that stuff that happens when the cams are moving around and everything, that it may not line up exactly where it was. So it's a procedure that has to be performed. Besides that, I'm just ignorant to what it actually does. So if somebody out there actually knows, comment down below. But appreciate you following me through on this one. This job is complete. Had no issues, no fluid consumptions, no, well, other than the misfires, no actual issues. And what I understand, it wasn't actually misfiring at all. It just thought it was misfiring. And so it would cut the cylinders out for a few moments. And then when it stopped seeing the misfire, then it would send it right back to where it was. And it's like the car drove like there was nothing wrong with it. So anyways, appreciate you guys following me on this update. This is Fixed Dish. We'll see you guys next time.